the Patriots receivers room could be shifting. There is a report that is out now linking a Carolina Panthers receiver to the New England Patriots, and we are going to break it down here on Patriots Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And I understand that times are incredibly glum for New England Patriots fans, the greater New England area. I understand, but let's stick together. This is Patriots Digest. We break down everything here, but let's build a Patriots community here. And to do that, we got to subscribe to the channel so we can grow and we can become a firm part of the New England Patriots community. But Patriots should trade for Panther sleeper wide receiver. This is a report that came out. The New England Patriots should consider trading for this intriguing Carolina Panthers wide receiver before the NFL deadline. We're going to break down who that will be. But to start off, the New England surely will be selling off some pieces. There's been talks about a few wide receivers maybe moving out of the New England Patriots receiving room, one of which being Kendrick Bourne. Obviously, he suffered the injury last year. The Saints have shown a little bit of interest in Kendrick Bourne, as shown here, but basically any wide receiver except Jalen Polk is probably on the table for New England. And Polk, with the way he's been talking, the way they've been going back, maybe he's on the table too. I don't know. Things aren't really cohesive right now in New England, and it's a first for all of us because obviously, even after the Tom Brady years and had the Cam Newton year, that was a COVID year, weird. Our defense didn't really want to come to play. Then we had the Mac Jones years. We were competent the first couple years, and then it went downhill. We had a top 3 pick for the first time in my lifetime, and then now we're looking like we could have back-to-back top 3 picks for the first time in my lifetime, absolutely. But it could start to be a revolving door at receiver. We need pieces. We need players. And this move right here could be something. But Kendrick Bourne could find his way out, especially with Rashid Shaheed not being 100% healthy. Chris Olave should be coming back this week from his concussion. But the Saints could use a slot guy to fill in for Shaheed while he is out. Kendrick Bourne would be just that guy. But The Athletic has heard Mingo's name. Jonathan Mingo of the Carolina Panthers name has been mentioned in trade speculation, given his fallen down the Panthers depth chart. They have obviously Deontay Johnson, that's at number 1. He's been playing well, especially since Andy Dalton's there. You've got Adam Thielen on IR, but when he does come back, he is a solid number 2 veteran receiver. Xavier Legette has been someone who is young and been an asset for that team. So Jonathan Mingo just keeps slipping down on that depth chart. They don't really need him right now. But you know who could use him? The New England Patriots. Carolina spent a second-round pick on Jonathan Mingo. If you don't know much about Jonathan Mingo, he is from Ole Miss. He had a pretty solid collegiate career. This is his draft profile there. 4.46 on the 40-yard dash, so he's around a 4.4 guy. 6'2", 220, he's a bigger body. The thing about him at the draft combine was they were like, yeah, he fills in all of the strong receiver. And this is more of the positives and negatives from what we have from his draft report. Great size, filled out frame. So he kind of has the Des Bryant-ish style build to him where it's just like kind of a big body there. Good strength, fights through contact, so a guy that on 3rd and 7, he can maybe not win you the route with his feet like someone like Amari Cooper or Devontae, but if you put it in his vicinity, he's got good hands, and he's got good speed to get away from other people. He's not electric, and he's not explosive, but once he gets to that top-end speed, he does have good speed. He can get vertical on people. Ball skills are there, knows how to track a ball, and a great blocker, which is big because we need blocking as much as we can get. The offensive line isn't great, so if we do have to go with outside runs left or right, we don't really have the receiving depth and the receiving girth, if you will, to block well on the outside. This could be something that could be an addition, blocking on the outside. But pretty disappointing rookie campaign for him. 43 catches, 418 yards, did not score a touchdown. He's got 12 catches for 121, a good Justin Jefferson day he's got through the entirety of this season. But his lack of production's more so him falling down the depth chart. It might not only be on the fact that you get Xavier Legette's shown himself to be good. We already know what Deontay Johnson is. And then obviously when Adam Thielen comes back, we know how good he can be, especially as a number 2. We saw it in Minnesota when he was a little bit better, of course, but we saw him with Stephon Diggs and then with Justin Jefferson as that number 2 role. So we'll see what the Panthers depth chart looks like and what their roster, their wide receiver room looks like here. But in New England, we don't really have a great receiving room. Demario Douglas is a solid slot. KJ Osborne's a solid slot. Jalen Polk, we'll see what he is. And then Kendrick Bourne was pretty good before his injury. He was pretty good for us before his injury. He's coming back from the injury. But we really have a bunch of small guys. So getting Jonathan Mingo, who is, I know he's only 6'2", but he is 220. He's got a big body. Getting someone like that in the wide receiver room just gives a different dynamic, because we really just got a bunch of small guys, but it's a bunch of small guys that don't they're not burners. They've got speed, don't get me wrong. They're talented players. I like all of them, but if you put them in the proper role, then we're good. Jonathan Mingo would be a short-term plus. It's a low risk, low reward. I don't think you're going to get something crazy out of Jonathan Mingo. I don't think he is going to, per se, move the needle in the receiver room, but he will give another weapon for Drake Maye to throw to. He gives a different third down option other than just Hunter Henry, who teams are going to start to double because of how efficient he has been this year and how good he has been this year. But if you got another big body on the outside with good hands, good catch radius, and can get open, 3rd and 7, run him a hitch, he can get 8 yards on that. That's going to add to the defense. And of course, Mingo has struggled, but maybe the 6'2" frame with Drake Maye, he can flourish. That's something that he's going to be able to build upon, and Drake Maye does need a little bit more. Of course, this offseason is focused on 2 things, and it's offensive line and it's number 1 wide receiver. I don't care how you get it. I don't care where you get it. I would love to draft a guy. You've got multiple picks, but I would also love to take a top wide receiver too. We'll see what the draft looks like, where we get the pick, if we need to trade down to get something, who wants to trade up. Because if we have the 1 pick and they have there's a team out there, say the New York Jets, just to throw a team out, Aaron Rodgers retires and they want a quarterback, they might move heaven and earth to get that number 1 pick to get that, and we can get a lot there. Because Drake Maye, so far so good, and that is the one thing from this season that we can take away as a positive. Drake Maye, so far so good. But let me know what you guys think about Jonathan Mingo. Do you think at all is that a needle mover for the Patriots receiving room? Do you think that's just something that doesn't matter if it happens, doesn't matter if it doesn't, or what you guys think? Let me know. But this has been Patriots Digest with Keenan Warner. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you guys very soon.